That animal will be removed within 72 hours or we'll handle it ourselves. That was the line straight from Victoria Blackwood, our HOA's answer to Darth Vader, and the shot that started it all. 3 days later, her goons shot my son's therapy horse. The only thing helping my 10-year-old boy hold it together after losing his mother. I guess they figured if they broke him, I'd fold. That was their mistake, thinking they could win by hurting my kid. They didn't know who they were dealing with. I'd spent my career tracking down cyber criminals, following digital footprints, learning how the really nasty stuff never starts with what you think it does. But none of that prepared me for the twisted personal war that started that afternoon. All I'd wanted was a fresh start someplace quiet, a backyard for Dylan and his horse Thunder, a few months of peace after 18 months of hell. I got Silverwood Estates. But on that day, as I was patching the busted fence out back, I heard something I hadn't heard since before his mom died. Dylan's real laugh, not the brittle one he gives to strangers, but a deep, joyful sound that made me stop right in my tracks. There he was, riding Thunder around the pen. I built his face lit up like he actually believed things could get better. I let myself believe it too, just for a second. Then Victoria showed up like a thunderstorm rolling over a picnic. She's the type you can spot a mile off platinum bob, perfect blazer, perfume so strong you'd think she was trying to fumigate the HOA's bad karma. She brought 2 bodyguards, her nephew's muscle in dress shirts, and that look that says, "This is going to go my way or else." She calls out, "Mr. Reed, we need to talk." That's how she says I'm about to ruin your day. She hands me a letter, all legalese and threats saying Thunder's got to go 72 hours or else HOA rules. No exceptions. Didn't matter that Thunder was a therapy animal. Didn't matter that Dylan needed him to sleep through the night. Didn't matter that some things are bigger than bylaws. She didn't care. "Maybe this isn't the right fit for your situation," she said, and I could tell she meant my grieving son was an eyesore she wanted gone. That night, while Dylan did his homework, I started digging. Pinnacle Development LLC. Her letter said sounded official, but a little off. Turns out Victoria was president and owner. Her HOA was a shell game. And the next day, she upped the pressure building permits for Thunder's stable insurance. I didn't have impossible deadlines, threats of legal action. It was all too coordinated. She wanted me gone, but I just wasn't sure why. Dylan could feel it. "They can't really take Thunder away, can they, Dad?" I lied and told him no, but even I didn't believe it. At the HOA meeting, Victoria dismissed every scrap of evidence I brought, sneering that people like us didn't belong. Nobody in that room dared look me in the eye. Her power was absolute. I went home determined to find out why. Here's where it gets twisted. HOA rules had changed just before we moved in. The vote faked. The signatures, not enough to be legal. Victoria had been cut out of our house sale by the previous owner, missed a fat commission, so now she wanted payback. This was personal, and she'd weaponized the HOA to do it. That week, she escalated anonymous complaints, fake inspections, new threats every morning. Dylan withdrew further. He started asking if we were bad people. I did what I could, but I felt powerless. Then the threats turned physical. Victoria's nephews cornered me at the mailbox. "You need to be careful, Mr. Reed. Lots of accidents happen to people who don't follow the rules." And their eyes slid toward my house, toward Dylan. I doubled down. I put up cameras. Motion lights stayed up late watching the yard. But you can't guard everything, not all the time. The night they came for Thunder, I heard a sound I'll never forget. That horse screaming, Dylan screaming too, blood everywhere. I found shell casings in the grass. This wasn't random, it was planned. And the sick part is, Victoria was there, left her damn Rolex in the bushes, engraved and all. She wanted us to know. That's when I knew for sure this wasn't about a horse. It was about power and money and revenge. Thunder survived barely. $8,000 at the emergency vet. Dylan slept beside him for days, wouldn't let go. The vet said the wounds were placed for pain, not death. Deliberate torture. That was the night I snapped. I made a new folder on my laptop, Operation Justice. I was done playing nice. The police couldn't do much, no video, nobody willing to testify. Victoria had alibis, fake witnesses, ironclad deniability. Neighbors were scared to talk. "We're so sorry, but we can't get involved," they whispered. But Frank Cooper, an old bank auditor, saw what I was doing. He offered to help, and man, did I need him. We dug through HOA finances, found $300, $1,000. Missing shell companies, fake invoices, all tracing back to Victoria. But that wasn't the big twist. She'd signed a deal with Golden Dragon Casino, get 80% of the homeowners to sell at cut rates, and she'd get a $5 million payday. Every accident, the fires, the break-ins, the beatings, all to terrify people into selling out. Our property was the crown jewel prime location, marked for extreme measures if necessary. And she'd mapped out everyone's weak spot, including my kids' trauma. The more we found, the sicker I got. Victoria was a full-blown sociopath running the neighborhood like a mob boss. And her muscle, Kyle and Danny. But Danny cracked first. He called me terrified, said Victoria was planning to burn down our garage next if we didn't sell. He couldn't live with it anymore. He gave me recordings Victoria ordering arson violence, talking about Thunder like hurting him was just business. That was all we needed. We prepped for the emergency HOA meeting, me, Frank, Danny, and a stack of evidence that would put Victoria away for life. But she wasn't done. Kyle showed up, hammered, threatened my son. Then a gas can and matches appeared on my porch with a note, "Final warning." The meeting was a full house. Victoria came in smug, wearing a new Rolex. But Thunder stood outside, fully recovered, with Dylan living proof that we weren't broken. I presented the evidence, the money trail, the casino contract, the attack timeline. The room went from tense to furious. Victoria's lawyer tried to shout me down, but Frank's numbers didn't lie. The neighbors started speaking up: fires, vandalism, accidents that weren't accidents. Danny's recordings played Victoria ordering crimes, laughing about my son's pain. You could feel the whole room turn on her. Kyle tried to run, but Danny stood up tearful and told the whole truth. They were paid to terrorize us, but it was all Victoria's idea. Police were waiting. Victoria got hauled out in cuffs, screaming that she was the real victim. Kyle went too. Danny turned state's evidence, and the casino yanked their contract, demanding their money back. The neighbors voted Frank as treasurer, me as HOA president. Our first job: undo the damage, bring the community back together. 3 months later, I watched Dylan ride Thunder across our yard, the sun setting, other kids coming over to pet the horse they'd once been too scared to visit. I deleted the last file from Operation Justice. Started a new one, Family Memories. The peace we'd hoped for was finally real. Victoria got 15 years in federal prison. Kyle's doing 8 for assault and animal cruelty. Danny's on probation, helping rebuild what they broke. The casino project's dead, our neighborhood safe again. You know, sometimes it isn't the big heroes who win, just stubborn parents who refuse to let evil win on their watch. So let me ask you, was I right to fight back, or should I have just run? Where's the line between justice and revenge? Let me know what you think down below. And if you believe in standing up to bullies, share your story. Because as long as people like Victoria exist, we need to know we're not alone.